Have you ever heard of the Gospel of the Egyptians? Sounds mysterious, right? Well, it's even more confusing than you might think, because that title actually refers to two completely different ancient texts. Let's untangle this fascinating piece of history. First, there's the one most scholars talk about today, a Gnostic text discovered in the Nag Hammadi library in 1945. Written in Coptic, it dates back to the 2nd century. But don't expect stories about Jesus' life. This isn't a narrative gospel. It's a deep mythological dive into a Gnostic creation story. It belongs to a tradition called Sethian Gnosticism, which held Seth, the third son of Adam and Eve, in high regard. This Gnostic gospel describes a complex universe that emanated from a supreme, unknowable Father. Our material world, a flawed creation by lesser ignorant beings called archons. The text is structured around 3 powerful cryptic pronouncements or hymn strings of divine names, meant to break the power of these archons and free the spirit. In this story, Seth is the divine hero, an illuminator sent to save his spiritual descendants, the Gnostic spy, giving them special knowledge or gnosis. It even describes a unique 5-part baptism, a spiritual ritual designed to liberate the divine spark trapped within the material body. It's a key source for understanding just how different some early Christian beliefs were, with a stark division between a perfect spiritual realm and our flawed physical world. Now, let's switch gears to the other Gospel of the Egyptians. This one is an entirely separate, lost text. We only know about it from fragments quoted by early church fathers like Clement of Alexandria around the year 200. This version likely originated in the early to mid-2nd century, used by ascetic or extremely self-disciplined Jewish Christian groups in Egypt. The surviving quotes are intense. They focus on rejecting the material world and all physical desires. The most famous line is a saying attributed to Jesus in a conversation with Salome. "I have come to destroy the works of the female." Now, this isn't an attack on women. In this context, the female represented desire, passion, and the cycle of birth and death that traps souls in physical bodies. This gospel promoted a completely celibate lifestyle, viewing reproduction as a way of continuing our bondage to the material world. It represents a radical branch of early Christianity that saw salvation in the total denial of bodily passions, a view that was eventually condemned as heresy by the mainstream church. So why the same name for 2 different books? The title, Gospel of the Egyptians, simply meant a good news or teaching used by Christians in Egypt. When Clement of Alexandria was criticizing the ascetic gospel, he wasn't talking about the complex Gnostic one found at Nag Hammadi. They just happened to share a regional title. To sum it up, one is a Gnostic creation myth centered on Seth, found complete in the Nag Hammadi library. The other is a lost collection of ascetic sayings from Jesus, known only from fragments. Both offer an incredible window into the rich, diverse, and often contentious world of early Christianity, showing us that for a long time, there wasn't just one way to be a Christian. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy exploring the forgotten corners of history, be sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.